What's up YouTube, it's Sean here, back today to give you guys a review of the Kith New Balance 992 in this Osaka colorway. This for sure has been one of the most well-received New Balance releases of the year. Dropping in collaboration with Kith, this pair was released to celebrate the newest Kith flagship store in Osaka, Japan. So alongside these shoes, they also dropped a 991 V2 along with a whole collection of apparel, including this t-shirt that I'm rocking right now. So these 992s dropped a couple weeks back in March, and they retailed for $210 US or $300 here in Canada. As usual, like any other 992, this pair is made in the USA, and the official colorway for this shoe is Aegean Blue and Shadow Gray, and the style code is U992KT. So the New Balance 992 originally dropped back in 2006, and it was a new model that was released to celebrate the brand's 100th anniversary. Fast forward to during the pandemic, and the 992 became immensely popular, but then it was quickly shelved by the brand. So it was really one of those flash in the pan kind of moments, where there was a ton of collaborations and GRs in a very short period of time. So it makes sense why bringing these back in 2025, the hype is still there, and there's a lot of people really excited to get their hands back on the 992. So for this Kith collaboration, jumping right into the details, on the toe box, you'll see how the base layer of the shoe, this is covered in this pale blue colored mesh, and the mesh has this herringbone style pattern to it. Right above this, instead of a reflective layer that's commonly seen on 992s, this patch right before the laces is constructed out of a genuine suede. Overlaid on top of the toe box, we have these gray synthetic leather overlays, and then surrounding the front toe cap, we have more genuine suede done in a similar pale bluish tone. This same blue suede covers the eyelets of the sneaker, but the top two eyelets are covered in this blue colored TPU or plastic. Underneath this on the mid panel, we have the New Balance N logo. This is reflective and it's done in a mix of this off-white color and blue. And then beneath this, running down the mid panel, we have another layer of suede. Moving downwards, we have more of that herringbone style mesh, and we have another synthetic leather overlay here as well. Next to this on the lateral side only, we have Kith branding pressed onto the synthetic leather. Beneath this, we have another suede overlay, and it has this oval shaped cutout revealing USA branding in the middle. And then on the very top of the heel, we have another synthetic leather layer here as well. On the bottom of the heel, we have this translucent TPU heel clip with New Balance branding. This gives you some structure and support around the backside of the shoe. And then turning our attention back to the front, in terms of the laces, this pair comes with 3 different lace options. The standard lace and the one that I prefer are these flat style pale blue colored laces, but they also come with a patterned darker blue lace along with an off-white colored lace as well. But like I mentioned, I really like the pale blue laces the best. Underneath this, the tongue is crafted out of that same blue colored mesh. However, we have a large synthetic leather overlay on the top. Here you'll see we have the New Balance N logo, 992, and New Balance branding running down the center of this overlay. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in this white colored liner, and like any other 992, it's pretty thinly padded around the ankle collar area. For the insoles, these come with their typical foam lined insole, and we have New Balance and Kith branding pressed onto the heel. So the upper of these 992s, it sits atop this chunky midsole, which is crafted out of a mix of EVA foam and end cap technology. We also have New Balance Absorb SBS technology. This can be seen with these gel-like inserts found on the lateral forefoot, as well as the bottom of the heel, and this helps with impact protection and shock absorption. And then for the bottom of the shoe, the outsole here is done in this dusty rose-like color. We have these grooves to give you some added flexibility, and in the middle of the outsole, we have New Balance and 992 co-branding. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair, and for those wondering about how these fit, to me these fit like most 992s, so I personally prefer to go half size down. So in my case, I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, meaning I got these in a size 9.5. That's the same size I'd wear in a lot of made in USA New Balance models like the 993, most of the 990 series, whereas I go true to size or a size 10 in a lot of the made in Asia or UK models like the 2002R, 860 V2, 1500, and 991. So whatever size you normally wear for the 992s, I'd stick with that same size. But if you've never worn a pair before, assuming you don't have like a really wide foot, I feel like they do run roomy, so I recommend going a half size down. Next up, in terms of the comfort of the shoe, the 992 is a comfortable shoe. It's not as comfortable as say like a 993 for example, but still as far as New Balance goes, I'd say that they are pretty comfortable. The midsole technology combines a mix of end cap, which is a little bit more stiff, but it gives you a lot more stability. And we also have, according to the New Balance website, C cap, which is basically a compression molded EVA foam. So that gives you a little bit more softness and sponginess. But generally speaking, this shoe is a little bit more on the firmer side. It gives you a lot of support, a lot of stability, but it's not a shoe that's gonna feel overly soft and cushioned. But in my experience, the more you wear in the 992, the more they soften up and the more they break in. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality I thought was decent. So on this pair, the areas that utilize genuine suedes, I thought that was great. It's a really nice cut of suede. You run your fingers across this, you can see the colors changing, which is great to see. However, they do utilize a lot of synthetic leathers all over the shoe. So any leather that you see here, like on the tongue or on the heel, this is not genuine leather. You can see that there's like a felt-like backing on it. So there's room for improvement on this shoe, but I thought the build of the sneaker was pretty solid. My pair was free of glue stains along the midsole, the stitch job was pristine, and the panels were consistently sized and placed. So overall, while the materials were decent, not amazing, I thought the overall build of the shoe was very well put together. So with all of that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet, I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, this is a very clean colorway of the New Balance 992, and I can see why these are going for so much on the secondary market. Part of it is probably because these were more available only in Osaka, which meant here in North America, we just have a smaller pie to fight for. But regardless of all that, I think the colorway of the shoe is really, really nice. I think these pale tones really work well together. And yes, it's not the most visually striking sneaker, but I think because the colors are so subtle, it makes it a pretty easy shoe to pull off. So it comes down to your personal preference on what you like in a colorway between these and the 991 V2s. These ones I'd say are a little bit more subtle. The colors just don't pop as well, but it's all personal preference. Some people might prefer that and some people might not. So leave your thoughts down below. Let me know, what do you guys think about this Kith New Balance 992 Osaka? What are your overall thoughts on this colorway? I know a lot of people out there love it, so are you one of those people? Are you kind of on the fence about it? Do you think it's a bit overhyped? However you feel, drop your thoughts down below and let's talk about it. As usual, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll link my social media accounts, all that stuff down below for you guys to check out. And as always, I appreciate your continued love and support, and I'll catch all of you in my next video.